Tony D and Little Joan and Guest Dog, and this is a Screenwriter's Rant on the Sound of Freedom. A dark, dark effing movie. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 11, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. This is about a dark subject, sex trafficking of kids. And I saw this in a headline at Hollywoke Hot Take, and I thought I'd take a look at the trailer. The movie was, this trailer came out 2 years ago. Or no, 3 years ago. And hadn't been released yet. I think it's just getting a release now. But man, it's a rough movie. So the premise is, what's his face? I can't say his name. Jim Caviezel is an agent working against the various factions that do this horrific stuff. And he is kind of on the brink because it's starting to wear him down. But a kid asks him to find his sister. And I don't know, it kind of hits him. And he goes on a mission to find her in Colombia and free a bunch of kids. And the forces are aligned against him. It's based on a true story. I'm going to say he does find her. God, I hope he does. I mean, it's such a depressing subject. Why aren't people doing more for this? And as they said in the trailer, it's the fastest growing crime. It's bigger than weapons trafficking and getting bigger than drugs, or is bigger than drugs. That's insane. Something should be done. And maybe that's why this movie was delayed. It is a dark subject, so it'll be hard for people to even see this movie. I've said before, I have a friend who was like a horror fanatic, and he watched all sorts of horrible movies that I wouldn't watch. But he said after he had a kid, he can't watch children in danger type movies. He says, I get too upset, I can't watch it. And this would be, I think, for him, I don't even know if he could watch this movie. It'd probably be probably drive him up the wall. I think it. So that's part of the problem with marketing a movie like this. Yeah, it's like, how the hell do you how do you sell this movie and entertain people on such a dark subject? Hopefully, I would think the obvious answer is, yeah, he saves the girl at the end of this movie, and then you leave the movie going, oh, thank God. It gives you hope. But at the same time, it's this dark cloud over humanity. What's going on? Just millions of kids being trafficked every day across borders and showing up in all sorts of different places. And it's just a horrific subject. So, first act, Caviezel's character is getting burned out. Been doing this, in law enforcement for a lot of years. We show how it affects his family life and how he's still doing it, but it's, he has nightmares, he sees the faces, and then he saves this kid, and he says, can you save my sister? And that just strikes him. So he decides he's going to go to Colombia and actually try to save her. And of course, the system is stacked against him. They're like, no, we don't do that. You can't just go out and save one kid. And I don't know how he does it, but somehow he gets permission or the money or the backing to go to Colombia and, hunt down this lead, and convinces his superiors, I guess, to back him. And he goes down there. And so it's about this just ridiculous, the amount of ridiculousness that goes into this that he has to do just to save this one girl. And then it's like, oh my God. The end of the movie is just this sort of like, oh my God, if he had to do all this just to save one kid, imagine how much you'd have to do to end this. And that's what the movie's about. Like, you get that, yeah, but hopefully it's a little inspiring at the end. He played Jesus. by the way, in the Passion of the Christ. So, heavy subject. Would I see this movie? Yeah, I would totally see this movie, but I have to kind of gear myself up. I can't see it at certain times. Certain times of like, if I'm bummed out, I don't want to go see a movie like this. Um, I have to be like ready to go see this film. Um, and but I totally would otherwise. I mean, it's going to be a bit dreary, but again, I think they're going to lighten it up a little bit, at least with the rescue, and give you hope. And it looks like a powerful movie. I mean, there's not a lot of subjects that hit me that way anymore, because I'm just kind of numb to like every subject under the sun that Hollywood jams into a movie. But this is something that really hasn't gotten a lot of attention, and I think it should. And it looks really well done. So let's see if there's any right up here. I think just a bunch of links. Yeah. So if you want to check it out, it was acquired by Angel Studios, I think in 2022. So it's only just going to get a release this year. I was a little confused because this trailer dropped in 2020 or 2021. So yeah. So I think, again, if you're like me, don't go see this movie while you're depressed. But, if you're up for a movie that's a little bit challenging in terms of the subject matter, like I get geared up for every once in a while, I think this would be a good movie. Because the subject's just so raw, Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and the dogs. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. I got a Hollywoke hot take. I'm going to upload that now. Be back with some more videos later. I got a WALK, the dogs. And we'll see you in the next one.